Hi, welcome to Redneck Rhapsody. I'm Trina Welch and I'm so glad you decided to drop by and hang out with me for a little while this afternoon. I'm going to be making my version of a Southern French Martini. Many call it French Kiss. It's a variation on what you want to call it, but I came up with this recipe the way I do it last summer, and it's been a little bit of a hit on my blog. So what's changed is maybe I'm not as awkward on camera as I was the first time I did it, and hopefully I've mastered it because I've tried it a few more times. And the one thing I really want to highlight is using a local Arkansas distillery for my vodka. And that version I did, there's nothing wrong with it, but I did do 2 different versions of vodka, and I've just figured out over the last 6 months, the more I bartend, which, yay, I got my license. I don't know what that means, but I passed the test with 96 out of 100, so I don't think that's sucking too bad on knowing liquor and how you mix it and things you do with it and things like that. But I have fine-tuned and honed in on the perfect Southern French Martini. So, we're just gonna call it with a little Arkansas flair. That's right. I'm gonna take this and move it out of my way for a minute. What mine is that's a little bit different is when I make a simple syrup for this French Kiss Martini, if you don't like it, or French Martini, I'm not gonna call it French Kiss because a lot of people don't call it that. I'm taking 1/4 cup of sugar and putting it in a saucepan. I'm gonna make a pineapple simple syrup. There's just some pineapple rings in here that we had left over from a recipe, and I'm pouring the juice off of those, which I could just use my straight up pineapple juice, but considering that probably won't get used for anything else, I'm gonna put it in here with my sugar. Usually you make a simple syrup with equal parts water, equal parts sugar. Since the pineapple juice itself will have some natural sugar, I'm gonna put about 3 cubes of ice in there. So it'll have a little bit of a water to it to offset that extra sugar. And all you do is bring that to a point that it boils and melts the sugar. That's what we want that to get to. And while that's doing its thing, I'm gonna jump over here and get my pineapple juice that has been chilling in the refrigerator out. It doesn't have to because we're gonna shake it like you're supposed to. And I don't know if any of you use a convection stovetop. No, induction. I have a convection oven. It's induction stovetop. Yeah, I really wanted gas, but considering that we do live in the country and gas lines aren't run out here, it was going to be a big old deal when we redid our kitchen. So I got an induction stovetop, and it has like a boost, and that's literally already boiling. If you've ever wanted something that cooks a little bit between just a normal electric burner and a gas stovetop, get you an induction. Only problem is we had to go buy all new pots and pans. It's like a rolling boil now. About to boil over. So, that's done all it needs to. That's fast, isn't it, y'all? That's situated. I'm gonna move the sugar back here. I'm gonna leave my pineapples here because we may use those for a garnish in just a minute. They're rings and you wouldn't necessarily need a whole ring, but I enjoy eating fruit that's infused with alcohol. Makes me a happy girl. You could actually freeze a pineapple ring and make this super cool to float in your glass. Now it's on to mixing and shaking things up just a little bit. My favorite to kick this off is a little chambord. We're gonna take and use since I'm gonna do this the friendly style, in other words, I'm not gonna make this a redneck size version. We may make that in the end. But I'm gonna start out mixing it with the right amounts to do a normal shaker full for 1 martini glass. So there's an ounce of that. And I guess I could have put it in my shaker, but I'm so used to mixing everything in this so I can keep it measured up and keep myself sane and know that I've put everything in there that I'm supposed to, because sometimes I don't. And this is just regular Rock Town vodka. No flavor in it. Not this go. And I'm gonna pour this up in a little pitcher rather than make a mess. I poured out my simple syrup in a little pitcher. I tried to do it where I wouldn't make a mess, but I made a mess, so y'all didn't have to take and watch all of that mess. I'm gonna do a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. Many people will not need this. I like it because it's a little bit sweeter, and since I'm not using a flavored vodka, I enjoy that. This will keep in the fridge for probably at least 2 weeks. It would for sure if it was just water. Sometimes I don't like to leave it that long when it has fruit juice in it, because the fruit juice tends to break down a little bit more. And I'm gonna do, this is actually 2.5 ounces of pineapple juice. So that's what's in my measuring cup, and this is my favorite measuring cup. For anybody that's mixed drinks with me, you know that that's my favorite. Oh, and I need to tell you about this. This is my new shaker. It's Berylio, and I am loving it. Is that not a sexy shaker? They are not super paying me, but you can get it on Amazon, and I'll drop the link below where I got it. Came with a whole bag of goodies and a bunch of measuring stuff, and I really am liking it because it's pretty cool. Besides, it just looks good, right? Who doesn't love drinks that are gonna be pretty? That's right. And the one thing I will tell you that makes me love this drink a lot, a whole lot, probably more than I should, is when you shake it, because of the pineapple juice, it froths up. So after you shake it, you need to let it sit for just a bit. You let it sit for just a bit, the froth kind of gets a little bit stiffer, a little bit bigger. And I don't like to strain mine. A lot of people will strain theirs, but I'm one of those girls that I don't mind ice. And since I don't mind ice, and it's almost melted because I only use about 4 or 5 cubes in it, I love it when it gets all frothy and I can pour it in my drink like that. So, yeah, it'd help if I turn the stove off since the pan's empty. Yep, that's how you roll with me. It's my normal kitchen habits. They're not good. Children, small children, do not take lessons from me on how to cook anything. I can cook, but I make a mess doing it, and sometimes I'm hazard. So, there you go, y'all. Let's get to shaking. If anybody can see that, that's a pretty sexy shaker right there that's all cold and frosty. I love it. I love it. Now I'm gonna grab my glasses. I did stick them in the freezer a while ago because they were freshly washed. And so I'm gonna grab those out of the freezer and be right back with you, and we'll pour this up and see what it looks. So that's all nice and frosty. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a couple of raspberries in the bottom. Because I think it's pretty like that. Doesn't it look pretty? I love pretty. So let's see how this is gonna look when we get this delicious thing poured up. And we're gonna try to do this without making a mess. Some days it works and some days it don't. So, cheers, y'all. Delicious. So delicious. Now, we're gonna make another version that I like just as well. And we're gonna do it pretty much the same way. I'm just gonna go ahead, since I already have this kind of messy, drop our couple pieces of ice in here. If I can find ounces. Half ounce of our pineapple simple syrup. We're gonna do 1 ounce of this. And it's de Morey, or Morey, however you wanna add that E on the end when you're from the country. I'm not sure exactly how. That raspberry liqueur stuff over there, that's usually how it ends up getting referred to at my house. That's our Rock Town vodka, and it does not have a flavor. Since I used the simple syrup, I did not want it too sweet. And we're gonna do another 2.5 ounces of pineapple juice. I'm gonna drop a couple of the raspberries that are frozen. I stuck those in the freezer the other day so I would have them when I got ready to make cocktails. There we go. That's a little bit better on being able to get the froth right on top. That's how I like to do that. I did it much smoother and much better. And if you'll notice, because of the difference of the thickness of the liqueur, you've seen me make the same exact drinks. Let's see, I'm not sure that those will show together that far back. The only difference in those two drinks right there are the liqueur. This is the test, is we have to see, does it taste just as delicious? I'm just gonna tell you, if you blindfolded me, I could tell that there's a difference in the two. This is just a little smoother. This has a little bit more of a raspberry taste, and you get a little more alcohol taste, whereas this, it's a lot smoother. So, with that being said, it just depends on what your pocketbook looks like and which way you want to go on adding your liqueurs and which liqueur you choose to use. Other than that, this is a delicious Southern French Martini. And I hope you enjoy whichever one you choose to try, or try them both and let me know which is the winner. But once again, I am going to give a plug to the local Arkansas crew at Rock Town Liquor. They're doing a great, or Rock Town Distillery. It is liquor, but it's made at Rock Town Distillery in Little Rock, Arkansas. If you're ever in town, they do tours. They do specials that nights where they mix drinks and let you come in and check it out. I appreciate the people at Rock Town giving me the chance to interview them, hang out with them, and take a look at how they actually brew and make a batch of vodka. And they're oak barrels where they have all the bourbon brewing or actually aging would be the appropriate word. And if you get the chance, go by there, check them out, go have a drink in the bar. It is a really cool place, and I'll have that post up before long and have it linked in here when I get it done. So other than that, enjoy your Southern French martini. Oh, don't forget, y'all, you gotta subscribe. I need subscribers. Share this with your friends. Pin us on Pinterest. Why not? You know, pins are what make a drink very popular, and we could use that. So help a Southern girl out. Subscribe down below. The links will be down below for the post, and I'll throw a link in there for Rock Town's website. So, oh, and the sexy shaker. Are you loving it? I'm gonna jump off here because I've got a few of my favorite friends hanging out over here, like banana liqueur, Grand Gala, a little bit of pineapple liqueur by Patron. So we're gonna see what we can come up with next. Y'all have a great day. We're hanging out with Redneck Rhapsody. We're so proud and honored that you decided to drop by our YouTube channel and check out some of our delicious drinks, or maybe some of our travel adventures, things like that. It doesn't matter, but thank you for hanging out with us. And if you'd hit subscribe and maybe even click on the bell to where you know when I come out with new ones, that'd be awesome. Sharing us with your friends is how we will get to where we're easily recognized and get a few more followers. With that being said, thanks y'all. Have a great day.